here for our Monday, June 17th, 2024, Columbia School District number 400 board meeting. Okay, open up the meeting.
We are going to convene to executive session from 6:30 to 7 to review the performance of a public employee. There will be no action taken in executive session.
Okay, we'll be back at 7 o'clock.
Presentation by homelessness to her.
Nice.
Her parents were trying to get sick. Subways. They're all actually going to Harvard.
I put a sticker on too, but I still think you need a yellow sticker. And the second way is,
Family member.
no.
You can maybe also have one.
It's ironic because my last name's Jay.
I know.
My dad went to Harvard, got his MBA.
All the 15. But, hey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm Max. Sure, sorry. Excellent or outstanding.
One of the two, I
Sure.
mean, combine them.
Yeah. No, I'm really pretty happy. Nakia, did you get the cake? Thank you. It's very thoughtful.
Make sure you see it before we cut it.
Well,
Yes.
say happy retirement.
Nope.
Oh, goodbye.
We
Yeah.
will miss you. We will miss you. You're not rude.
I know, that's the funny thing is,
I could have brought one.
hey, when's your buddy gonna be selling stuff on the streets again?
Say what?
Your son? When's he gonna be selling stuff on the streets? I'm like,
Somebody, our neighbor just asked him,
yeah.
like, she's like, Lindy, the one that does horse lessons.
Oh, yeah. He goes, yeah, it was well organized, but he said, boy, are they aggressive. He said, they want subs. I said, yeah, they do. $258 a day.
Yeah, I think I saw that on the news.
Yeah. That's like if you do a Friday or something. They're like, yeah, because he asked my son, he said, is that really, and they said, yeah, they're paying more on a Friday. Paying a flat rate, but more on a Friday. Well, it's funny when you think about it, because, people take personal leave and stuff, and then subs, they, but I thought, dang, dude, that's not a bad thing.
So is Jackson gonna stay here or is he gonna go?
He's gonna say he's kind of like, he was like, oh, I don't know where else I would go right now.
Yeah.
And I said, well, see what happens here. And
Yeah.
if you don't get a regular job, it's not like you're paying rent. So, and it'll be nice to have him here with Susan,
Yeah.
and he's an easy guy to live with. So we're not those parents who go, oh, he needs to leave.
Yeah.
But, so that's kind of where he's at. And then I think he'll kind of figure out where he wants to go next. It's so weird though, because it's, I think back when we hired Emily and Riley, we hired Emily, Riley, and one more person. Isabel. Hey, how are you? The new superstar, man. There you are. Oh no, front row. Front row. You do not hide in the back. You are the elementary principal, man.
No.
Oh yeah,
Actually, yeah.
better than front row. Look at that, man. Yeah, soon you'll have a name thing. But part of the thing tonight is they sand mine off and they slide your
I love every
Kind of like, you know, peeling the epaulets off. Yeah, no. You,
My eyeballs are cabby for 4 days in Leavenworth with family. And it was raining
Oh,
and
nice.
-5 degrees.
oh,
Lots of kids, so I'm like,
yeah, you're gung ho ready. Yeah.
how's everybody doing today?
No, when you represent elementary, because Kyle will probably say down at the elementary, and you say, no, Kyle, over at the elementary school.
Not down, but
No, over, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, technically, we're
Well, I
uphill
was-
from them, so I always say.
It's like we have so many more kids and teachers than you,
Yeah.
and half the staff in the district works at the elementary.
Yes.
I spend a lot of hours in this room too, so. Oh, yeah. This is the Blue Mountain room of, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta figure out what, yeah. You gotta figure out your spot and where you wanna be.
Thank you so much. Hello, Andrew. If I've met you before, I'm sorry. I'm civil.
Andrew,
It is. I know. Okay, we're meeting Thursday. So.
she's coming out of one.
It's tough.
I was like, yeah, so if you could push the button on Thursday, that would be fantastic. Okay. You know what, I will probably be out through July, trying to figure out how to, to get ready for August. Right, you know, whatever, after you tell me how I'm supposed to do.
Get to know the stray dogs and Burbank.
So I'm gonna have to, let me go.
No, they're actually very friendly, but my last day Wednesday at school, it was a dog running in the parking lot in the Maple Street. Back in the day, I tried to catch it.
Have you been lost out?
Yeah, I kind of, yeah, I remember.
Because he was like, I can go too,
Yes.
but my brother has to come. I'm like,
Yeah.
where's your brother in kindergarten?
Yeah.
Okay, then bring him to tutoring. And we did all those book reading things, and we did all this one. Of course. Whatever's gonna talk the fast from one thing to the other. But I went, hey, how's it going? Of course, absolutely.
Reminder to the board, this is an audio recording, this is the first month that we are being recorded for audio.
All right. Excellent.
I've already started.
I saw.
Okay. Was it right in here?
Good job.
The resolution is,
Okay, so I'm just looking at that.
Yeah.
It's the first month we have been audio recording, so.
so what I had originally put was a fund balance, but that's not what we wanted to prove.
Okay. So,
Because I didn't know if you're.
I don't,
Okay.
no, we're gonna get to you, the rundown.
Yeah.
We should bring it back into. We bring it back into session. We can.
We're ready?
I'm.
All right, we'll reconvene, coming out of executive session, no decisions were made. Coming into open session, please have a briefing tonight. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
good news. So, first of all, again, thank you for being here tonight. Good news, I am excited to, celebrate kind of some end of the year activities in our district. So first of all, excited to celebrate our graduation. We had 49 graduates, walk this year. So congratulations, the class of 2024. Our middle school, moving up ceremony, we had 57 students that are moving up this year to the high school, so congratulations to all our 20 middle school students. And the elementary, we had 71, which took me a moment, graduates at the end of our kindergarten year. And I was told, Mr. Yale, you can verify or deny at this point that there was not a dry eye in the auditorium for that ceremony. So, sound about right?
No, it was, when I say standing room only, it was standing room. We couldn't have the kindergartners sit in seats, we had to take them out, because we had no comment section. I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, just a lot of great ceremonies kind of end and wrap up the year, so it was a great end of the year. And the last one, of course, is bittersweet. Tonight, I'm excited to have Mr. Gale here. And I'm excited that he can report to you, kind of review your activities, but obviously being bittersweet that this is his last time before you in the current capacity as elementary school principal after serving our district for 20 plus years. He's done an amazing job, and you obviously know what he's meant to this community. And I just want to say thank you to him publicly for your service to our community and our students and our parents. And so we'll miss you. And Jen, we're excited to have you. And so thank you for being here. And we actually have some cake to celebrate. So Nakia will get started with that as we continue on with our meeting. We always try to adding some snacks to our meetings. So, but yes, I did the best I could with the pictures. Ian, you know, it was great. So
No, I just called it a Mr. Chit Chat, looking for her to actually go to Vegas too. I don't know if it's supposed to be, because the gas coming out too. They're selling to you. This is not good for holding as long.
So, a lot of great things to celebrate the end of the year. So. Yeah, absolutely. Board operating principle reviews. So board hearing behavior, there'll be times when matters will come before the board in an executive session format. In terms of the proper formal procedures, the board and staff will conduct themselves in the following manner. Board, the board shall have no contact or conversation with anyone concerning the matter being brought forth, questioning in a fact-finding manner. Board hearings contain information that can be emotionally charged. Decisions that are made regarding the issues, however, should not be. The board chair will conduct the hearing. Evidence will be presented to the board by both sides. Each board member shall consider the evidence and only the evidence presented during the hearing process when making a final determination. Final determination will be communicated to the appellate after the conclusion of the hearing and before deadline specified in policy. Superintendent will compile and present all information in a factual manner. Advise the board on all policies and procedures that pertain to the matter under hearing. Superintendent shall ensure that timelines and procedures are outlined for the board of directors. Thank you very much. Changes or additions? Reminder, this is a special meeting. It's off our regular schedule. Our regular schedule meeting will be next Monday. So the meeting will continue as planned. No adjustments to the meeting will play out just as advertised. Moving on to consent. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any discussion on the seven items? I would just bring your attention to Mrs. Maxwell here, who is our Columbia High School, one of our two Gear Up coordinators, and on there you see the Gear Up field trip. Part of that, I asked her to be here tonight in case you had any questions, or I don't know if you want to put a 30-second plug in on what you're up to. You want to do that real quick?
Sure. We are, the two trips that we're requesting consent for, one is our ambassadors training at WSU this year. Ambassadors are selected from the cohort class of 2027. They apply to be ambassadors and they are chosen based on their applications. Those students have an opportunity. We actually have 14 students this year who are ambassadors. Last year we had 8. So the program is growing. They learn leadership skills, communication skills, and they also help out with Gear Up and school-wide activities. So last year, our ambassadors helped out with our college and career fair that we hosted with the high school. They helped set up the gymnasium and help the vendors and participants get to their locations. So they'll be traveling to WSU for a 3-day, 2-night trip up there. They'll be staying in the dorms, eating on campus, getting exposure to campus life at WSU. The next one is our Nature Bridge program. It's gonna be in the Olympic National Forest. I had to work very hard for those seats. Initially, we were gonna be given 1 student placement at this event because our school is so small. I went back to WSU and fought for equitable representation, and we are now taking 6 students, with your consent. They get to stay in bunkhouses, they get to hike and explore, the Olympic National Forest, go kayaking, or canoeing, excuse me, and learn about outdoor education and how, the environment is affecting our state.
I would just double down that Debbie's done an amazing job. I mean, that's your program, you're doing that district-wide, but, moving out this case, she's done an amazing job, supporting our students, not only just for things like this, but team members and this, well, when we hear about these experiences, but really what it means for us to day-to-day support, supporting the sharing students, and getting grants, making grades, and doing everything we've done. So big thank you for that, to all of you, those, so what this year?
We have a motion and a second, any further discussion?
For those field trips, you have an adequate number of, I mean, you have some interested parents, chaperones, staff, and how,
So, our one to WSU is 8 students, and our trip to Nature Bridge is 6 students, but I'll be attending both of those events with the students. I find it very helpful to be feet on the ground with them, because when we come back to school, excuse me, when we come back to school, they're gonna face different challenges. And I can pull from our combined experiences to help them make that next step in their transition. So I only go where it's I ask the kids to go. We did have an opportunity to go to WSU, but it was the same time Nature Bridge was. And most of the parents and the students didn't feel like they wanted to go to a program that I wasn't there to be there for their students. I am trying to get an additional staffing position for Nature Bridge. Holly Kirkendall has expressed interest in going on that, if I can get an extra staff position, but currently we are funded for 10 staff members, which overall would be a 1-to-10 ratio, but, right now, our group is the 6 kids.
thank you.
Any questions? Any other questions?
Aye.
Unanimous? Okay, no more visitors? Any visitors like to address the board today? Thanks for being here. You're welcome to come.
I'll wait for your signature, if that's okay.
So we gotta wait till 7:15, right?
We do.
Should
But
we
what I
do
suggest
something else?
is, let's move ahead to our, how about we start with our, we use that clock, we got about 3 minutes or so we go through our financials. Okay. We'll move on to enrollment budget.
Right, our enrollment for June, we're at 744.87. Oh, that's fine. General fund balance, we're at 2.7 million. Capital projects, we have a total reserve for 204,000. Our bond is done, and our balance loan is at 40. But for the debt service fund, we're at 251,000. The fee funds, we're at 200,000. And our transportation vehicle fund is at 46,000.
Can you go back to the enrollment piece, please? So we ended about 40 students over what we budgeted, which is okay. What's our feel for budget for next year?
We've already increased that number for next year. We're not going drastic, we don't miss that number, but we're looking at obviously increasing that, number to get closer to that. We'll see that next month. Any questions, on the financials? Okay. It's really, okay. Get back to public hearing. Ready for that? Okay.
You okay for the middle three?
I don't have one actually. I was speaking about possibly, and then I probably spell it out myself, so.
Okay, at 7:15, okay, I'm gonna open the public hearing for the 2023-2024 debt service budget extension.
So our debt service fund, we are requesting the debt service budget be increased by $10,000. Our current budget, we're at $147,960. And I'd like to revise the budget to $167,960. We have an interest payment of $2 month, and that's gonna cause it to go over budget. So, this is a good plan, and, for the first 2 months.
Any public comment, or we close the public hearing? Hearing none, close the meeting. Any discussion? Questions, concerns?
I think that's one of the smallest adjustments we've ever made, when we had to adjust it, isn't it?
Pretty good. Okay. So, we need roll call, or just vote? Okay.
I will make the motion to accept the debt service budget extension.
Well, second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? Okay, thank you. Now we're gonna move on to
Transportation?
transportation update. Okay, so I got 2 items. One is Steve here, and the other one's gonna talk to you a little bit about. So we are now having problems with Homeless Solution Bus number 2. This was, purchased in 2009. It is a backup route bus, so that, what I'm saying there is obviously it's not one of our main buses that's driven every day. It's one to, support if something goes down or missing, we gotta go take a special trip. It's one of our backup buses. It's been off the depreciation schedule for several years now, so it's no longer incurring dollars, for future transportation use. The concern is recently it's been, as you see, that's not actually a bus, but that's basically what's happening. We've got a lot of smoke coming out of it. Literally to the point of, I got a call from a community member telling me about smoke coming out of our bus. I thought it was on fire, but it wasn't. We were trying to actually drive it into Bryson to get it fixed. That was Bryson, came out to pick it up and drove it into town. But, we took it in, right now, they believe the concern is that we think it's either a head gasket issue or a cracked cylinder in the head. That's the early indications. Their initial estimate is $41,000, and they say that's the initial estimate, because they really won't know exactly what's wrong with it until they open it up and get in, go inside there and figure out exactly what's going on with it. I remind you that we just purchased a new bus recently for $187,000. This is a bus non appreciation schedule. We still have a manual backup system. So my suggestion to the board and recommendation is to decommission bus number 2 and remove it from our inventory list. We'll still have buses to maintain all our routes. We'll still have backups. This will just be one less backup. Keep in mind, beginning in October, we have a new bus that's set to arrive on campus at the end of October. I just don't believe, Holly doesn't believe negative Bison, so at that time, maybe 3 of them, none of us believe it's in our best interest to put money into that bus, for where it's at. So, this is not a vote, I'm not asking, but I'm asking if there's any opposition to moving in that direction. I'm just looking to see if you're asking me to second guess this at all. Please keep the mission clear. Get rid of it.
Didn't we get a grant or something a year or two ago for one of our buses that was shot? We were able to use it to get the grant, we had to turn one in or something? We had to put a hole in the block or something?
We are able to grant, I don't know about, so I would
We got
look
some
at
money
the grant.
somehow, I don't know if it's.
Just getting rid of it, yes. Holly's already looking into that right now. So, she has to fill out paperwork and go through that steps, but, I guess what I'm suggesting or asking is anyone see any interest in putting $41,000 into that bus?
No, I don't think so. We come across that, opportunity, we'll come across it.
So we will certainly look through all of that to find out. Holly's obviously, she's still here. She's asking, we're trying to get this done while she's still on site before she transitions into her retirement. She's in that position, so but I didn't ask, I told her I want to make sure I go to the board first, make sure any objections to going down this road before we can invest in it.
I'm good with that.
Exploring the opportunities.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, sitting in, out in the garage for a year.
If that becomes available. Okay, I will certainly exhaust that and take a look at that.
What about, was there any discussion about just trying to find a brand new crate engine somewhere and having to put a new engine in it?
We did not, I could certainly look into that and the cost of that. I would have to explore that. I went down the direction of Bryson and Holly want to say, look, based on what they know it'll take, because Bryson's telling us, again, that's that initial cost, to fix it. So, in terms of replacing, that'd be a whole other piece, I just need to find out what that would cost.
Okay.
Remind me, we get, money for 10 years or 12 years or 12?
On the buses. Yeah, when they come in, this has been off for a while.
Is this the oldest one?
No, it is not. We've got some oldies but goodies we want to hang on to. So,
Okay, so that's just a good.
yep, the other one I mentioned, there were 2 items. The other one I just want to bring to your attention, I'll be coming to you in July and in August. You've asked me in the past, the board, to think creatively when it comes to transportation. And so I will be coming to you sometime this summer, thinking creatively, so that we do not run into, probably shouldn't exactly want to say here, and if anyone gets the updates, the updates and the messages that we get about being short on drivers. We have 2 driving positions that are open right now. We're hoping to fill at least one of those. We've got, across the country, we've got a lead on one of those, which still leaves us 1 driver short, which is exactly where we were to start this year, meaning our transportation director was in the driver's seat each day. And so we're looking at some creative ways to reduce our routes by 1, without reducing services to our district. And that's what you'll hear me talk a little bit about in July and August. We have some areas that are closer that we can look at with what I call a minor adjustment and some timing that would cost us a little extra in terms of running the quickest, shortest route after we drop off our first route. But that would still allow us to run all our routes. The other option, which I don't, is what I'll call the nuclear option, which is actually pulling back supporting services and saying, okay, but we're not going to pick up students in this area. That's one I'm not willing to consider right now. We talk about student safety and safety first. So this is one of those times where I believe I can come to you say, for a minor investment in a little bit of time, we can reduce a route while still picking everybody up and still getting the students to school on time each day. So this is that part. You have to think creatively about this. that we can, no longer have daily transportation messages going out about shortage of drivers. So just know that's to come later this summer. So, I am excited, moving on our reporting, to introduce, sorry, I just stole this from the website.
I was
So,
like, I
uh,
recognize that picture.
I just typed it in, that's the page, so. Excited to introduce our newest coyote, see Julie Little sitting to my left, our new elementary principal position, starting July 1st. She's coming to us from the Richland School District. I did promise her she didn't have to go into big spiel tonight, but if you want to just say hello and tell a little bit about yourself, that's really all I asked her to do, just to kind of get to know who she is, and she'll be joining us in July. So, take it away.
Hello, hi. So Lloyd, I've been in Richmond for about 5 years and assistant principal about 7. I was doing, I was at Yakima and East Valley for 10 years before that. I was assistant principal and then school counselor. I have a wonderful 8-year-old daughter and a great family who I just spent 3 days of work with. And we're all very tired. It was cold, but it was great. I'm very excited to be here and take on this position after 20 wonderful years of serving this community. I'm excited to kind of take over at home. So thank you for letting me do it.
Okay. With that, we're going to transition to Mr. Yale and his final report.
The first one I'm passing out to you, this is our map. And what I'd like you to notice is the kids at or on grade level starting the year. So if you ever wonder what the summer slide looks like, that's exactly what it looks like. I mean, when you look at that, when you look at third grade, for example, 2%, I mean, that's a little frightening. Well, I'm gonna show you some great news. This is where the kids are now. Definitely a lot of improvement. I think, Carla, when you talked about kindergarten, and you felt that the kids have learned a lot this year, boy, did they certainly demonstrate a lot of growth. This is our second year using the iReady system, not only the computer-based MyPath, where it's the students work on their own on the computer in math, but also we have adopted the math materials, so the instructional materials are the iReady materials. If you look, obviously, a lot of growth, always room for improvement, but I was very proud of the staff and what they accomplished this year, because when we got these results in the fall, everyone was just like, oh my, we have a lot of work ahead of us. So, as you can see, unfortunately, I just got off a kind of a Zoom thing from the new district I'm going to, and their biggest concern down there is fifth grade. And those were the students who were first graders when COVID hit, and then their second grade year was substantially impacted. So you can see that we've provided a lot of intervention to that group, but they still are a group that's going to need a lot of support going through school. And now we hand you reading, which is somewhat similar. Again, the summer break is a wonderful thing, but it definitely impacts student learning. If you look at just the pure statistics of where they're coming in. Again, first grade, 2% on grade level. That's not saying the kindergarten did a heck of a job, because you're about to see how much they improved. But again, that summer slide is definitely something that's impactful to our students. I mean, this is the end of the year information. For this reading, we do not use the reading materials. We at some point will probably be doing a reading adoption, but we currently are using Reach for Reading by Nat Geo. So we use the iReady computer application, which is the MyPath, tremendous growth. Kindergarten, shout out to Carla and her team and the support. They really do a tremendous amount. And I look at third grade where, the yellow, you can see that that's tier 2, so that's at risk. But you look at the fact that 3% of 59 kids, if you do the math, it's like 2 kids who are high risk. So obviously, K1, and then third grade, you can see of a child that kind of creeping up, and then again, look at fifth grade. Those are, I mean, we just know that group of kids are always going to go high support. It's just, that's not going to change. I just looked before I came here. We started out with 48 kids, and we've grown to 50 kids, so it's really good. We've had some change in kids, but it's pretty stable. So any questions about that? Yeah, it is, honestly, and I'm really thrilled. I mean, the staff has done a great job. Jillian, I look at and I think, we've got MTSS Tier 1, the behavior, we've got that going really well. We've got these diagnostics which the staff can use, PLCs. We go to the PLC conference. I mean, really, it's a tremendous time for Jillian to take the elementary for the next 3 weeks. So.
GMCSS, what he's talking about, that's the stuff I was showing you.
And we've got a lot of stuff. Todd's been great. We've got, and I will tell you, Beth Harrington is probably one of the best things that's happened to this district. Having the same person with special ed directorship for more than 1 year, who's our employee, is huge. And she is an outstanding special ed, working with her, she is IT. So, Jillian's really fortunate.
Any questions, Mr. Gill? Stuff, Ian.
Thank you.
Good? Yep. Okay, so we're to policy. Reminder, this is the first reading, so we'll have another opportunity to look at these next month. In your packets, Ian has identified, you can see the first 3 are essential policies. Number 1 being the nutrition that was revised. That was nutrition included the recess and physical activity as well as the wellness. And what they did was, they revised that because they had some language they needed to add in there that was essential, and they felt it was important that they needed to dictate that as a lone policy. So they ripped out the physical activity and wellness and made those separate, so that's why you see they're new. That was former language that was already in the previous policy, but they just made it its own separate policy. Make sense what they've done there? Okay, that's why those were essential, because they were already basically in policy and added a few pieces of language. Next ones you see, which are the electronic resources and digital citizenship. Those are encouraged, not required. However, I like the language. I've looked at it. I've vetted it. I'm working with Angela and some other ones we put on hold right now with some other technological pieces. But these ones, OSPI has already come out with standards on artificial intelligence. And so these are really just adding some of those language that's out there on those standards. So there's nothing here I'm concerned about. I think they're all solid policies. But I encourage you to look at those with any questions on the second reading. Feel free to let me know. But we did, as of last month, put the different language in the policies as requested by the board, what was essential versus encouraged. And that's what you see before you tonight. There were those 5 policies. Any questions for me?
First reading, right?
Correct, so no action.
Good. Moving on.
Sodexo contract, so we are moving on to, this is new business. So this comes to you each year. This is a contract, as a reminder, last year we started a brand new 5-year contract that went through the whole process of selecting those contracts. So it was advertised, went through Sodexo, came through, we went with that contract. This is renewal number 2, meaning the second year of this 5-year contract. This is next year's term between September 1st through August. We have sought OSPI's approval. It needs to go through OSPI as well. They're in the process of getting back any suggestions or changes. If they do, I'll be certain to update you. But I want to bring this for you for your approval. adjustments made. The only adjustment made for that contract was the CPI consumer price annual increase. So that's all that was added to that contract. The prices you see, that's National School Lunch Program prices. Those were $2.33, and that is $4.03, and that's just reflective of the CPI price piece. And that was standard all over. The SVP is breakfast, and then the CACF, that's for, let's see. I think it's the adult, but I'm not positive on that. Maybe that one's a little bit higher. Don't trust me on that. So, I'm wondering if you have any questions, concerns, thoughts? If you're okay with it, or if you'd like to wait and I can bring it back to you after your OSPI approval, that's really up to the board. It's in process. You see the document, it's just a single short piece. We're expecting to get back on, but I want to bring it to you, as soon as I got it.
Do you think the chances are that OSBI will not approve it?
Oh, they'll approve it. The question is, will they make any adjustments to the language? But I worked with, Brandy, and she believes it's not so. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can do that. So I just got it, so I want to bring it to you before I forgot, and,
You guys good with that?
okay, so I'll bring it back to you after OSBI approval. That being said, we're moving on to the board calendar review. Next month, July 22nd, is our budget hearing. See that? And I know we've already had one person seek out WASDA conference registration, so we'll be putting that together for anyone else in the fall for next year. If anyone's interested in attending the WASDA conference next fall, those will start coming in. Last year was in Belgium. So communicate with the PIA, check your calendars, see dates, but just know that's going to start coming up. Okay? Any questions? Anything further to do with work?
You see any tight spots in the elementary class sizes, looking at where we think we'll land? I know it's hard to really predict until, as Bruce would say, you run the buses, feed them,
Yeah.
run through the chute, count them, brand them.
So I can tell you right now, just look at preliminary numbers, if we're gonna be tight somewhere, it's gonna be in first grade. We'll start with, upper class size, near our capacity on that one. So first grade is the only group I see as, being concerned about the class size going to go.
So that would be the decision of two classes versus three.
No, that would be classes of 3 versus 4.
The bulge in the snake begins to move through the elementary school.
Yes. And we've had conversations, okay, Carla can say that,
Yeah.
we've gone back and forth on that. We've got a staff for that right now, if we need to, we can, but it gets tricky with this K through compliance, so that's what I'm working with Amber on. It's a whole staffing piece you have to look at, it's not just simple, it's kindergarten, first, second, third, you've got music teachers, you've got PE teachers, there's this whole, we'll call it formula you put together on that and how you staff that and what you apportion in those dollars that come in. So if we added the 4th one right now, it would truly just be out of our pockets, that would be adding brand new staff to that. If we talked about, discussed, that would be new money, we'd be adding out of our reserves. Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?